Okay, so we'll continue learning how to use JavaScript to modify the HTML, the content style and behavior. We were at the attribute here. I think maybe I will do an example of the href. Right now we have the link right here, which takes me to lipsum.com, that website. Maybe we can try to change that to a different one. Why don't we take W3 schools maybe? Right, we use that a bit for HTML and CSS. Let's go to the Learn HTML tutorial, and I will copy that. Control C. And now in my main.js, we'll update href of the link. So again, document.getElement by ID. The link has an ID of link1. Wonderful. So as a string in quotations, link1. And we just go dot whatever attribute we want. Here we did dot source. Here I want to do dot href is assigned, and then paste. Okay, let's save that. So now what should happen, and actually let's also add to this target underscore blank. Oops. Underscore blank. There we go. So now when I click this, it should open up this lorem ipsum page. But if I click this, it changed the heading, it changed the image, and now this link, hopefully, oh dear. Okay, let's see what happened. I didn't get any error messages, but main.js, oh. And again, it didn't give me an error message because there could be a property hreg, and maybe I'm making a new property called hreg, but it's supposed to be href. Okay, again, spelling, right? So often computers are dumb, they need the exact commands, so we got to make sure we spell things properly. Okay, let's try that again. Click that, things changed, and now hopefully this link, yay, will take me to the HTML tutorial. Okay, awesome. So like I said, we can change attributes, source attributes, href attributes, whatever you want. All right, now let's update style. What style do we want to change? So we can set style property, and basically we do the same thing. We select an element by its ID and go dot style and then a dot property. And the dot property can be any valid property, color, width, font size, font family, anything. And we assign it to be something new, just like we did here before, right? Assign the HTML to be something new, assign the attribute to be something new. One thing to take note of here, though, is that if the CSS property has a hyphen in it, that's not valid JavaScript. So we need to get rid of the hyphen and change the second word to a capital. It's called camel casing. Okay, so let's see if we can do that. Dot style, dot property. So let's just make up something here. Maybe what I want to do is find para2. Let's do that. Update style of para2. So document.get element by ID, para2. We go dot style to say I want to set the property, a style property of this element. And let's go font family is assigned Papyrus. Okay, that should be pretty noticeable. All right, so back here, here's paragraph 2. Click, and we selected that entire paragraph and changed its font family to Papyrus. Awesome. Okay, and of course, like the note said, you can do any CSS property, color, width, right? We could do this again. But instead of dot font family, we could select color is assigned purple. Right, click. Now it's done. It did both. Now this is actually a nice transition because you'll notice this is kind of like, okay, well, I want to set the style of this paragraph 2 and I want to change a whole bunch of things. You know, I have to do this line over and over again. Well, instead of doing that line, what you can do is you can add or remove classes. So you can define a class to have a whole bunch of styles, and you can add or remove that class using the JavaScript, right? So let's try that. Now, in fact, we just created a class. We created a center class. Why don't we add some stuff to this? Font family, I don't know what we want to do. Maybe Comic Sans MS. And let's go color red, font variant, small caps, maybe font size 30 pixels, 50 pixels. We'll really notice it. Okay, so we can have a whole bunch of styles inside of a class, and in our JavaScript, we can add a class to an element. So what do we want to change in our page here? Maybe one of the list items. That'll be weird. Okay, so I'm pretty sure the list items have, yep, li1, li2, li3. Let's pick the middle one. So we'll go documents.getElementById, li2, and then we go .ClassList. So that kind of gives us this property of all the classes, and we're going to add a class to it. Now this one's a little bit different. We don't go equals. We do it as like the element by ID, right? We pass in a value to this add method, it's called. And what we're going to add is the center class, like that. So as a string, we give it the name of the class. Save, and whenever I click the image, all this stuff will happen. So, dun 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 dun. Okay, so it's centered the list item, changed the font size, made it red, changed it to Comic Sans. It applied all of those things. Okay. Now what I can do, let's add another event listener. Document.getElementById. Let's do main heading. Add event listener, and when I click, actually, you know what? Let's do a key down on the document. So not on a specific element, but just on the document. Key down, oops, and I'll have a key down handler. And remember, you can call these things anything you want. In this case, maybe it'd be better if I called it, remove class. But I find for the key down handlers, that's usually pretty good. I can always add a comment, right? Remove class from li2. So now what I want to do basically is when I hit a key, I want to remove it. So documents.getElementById, li2. .ClassList.remove center. Okay, so it should remove the center class from its class list. All right, so I click it, wonderful, and when I hit a key now, it removed the class. Click, remove, click, remove, click, remove. Awesome. Okay, so that's how you can do that. .ClassList.add, .remove, and toggle will just switch it. So for example, let's get rid of this one. Well, no, let's leave it there. Why don't we just change it so that when I go to here, we'll just go to toggle instead. And all that'll do now is when I press a key, any key, it'll toggle. So if it doesn't have the class, it'll add it. If it has the class, it'll remove it. So I can just press a key to add/remove to toggle it on or off. Toggle is just like a light switch. You toggle it on or off. Same here. Okay, so that's, I think, is where I'm going to leave it. All right, so hopefully that's a good example. Selecting specific elements, adding event listeners to specific elements, being able to change the content of them with inner HTML, change the attributes like source and href, changing styles, adding and removing class lists, lots of things you can do with this. I was going to show you quickly in the assignments here. One of the first ones is just a program I threw together to give you some practice on this. It basically the same kind of dummy HTML code that we used in this video, and here's the result. And you can actually just click this generate challenge, and it says, do this. Okay, and in here you can type your solution. What's the line of code that would set the font family of the element with the ID subheading 1 to impact? Well, I would go document.get element by ID subheading 1. Spell things very carefully. Make sure you got all the right capitals on the E, the B, and the I. I want to set the font family, so first I have to go .style and then .font family like that. Remember, get rid of the hyphen, turn to a capital, is assigned, impact, semicolon. And then you can hit enter, and it should run this code for you and show the change here. So subheading 1 right there it changed its font. Okay, you can get a new challenge. Set the image source to images lorem ipsum 4. Awesome. So get element by ID img1, right? That's the ID of the image. Dot source is assigned images / lorem ipsum 4 .jpeg. I hit enter, and you see a change. Okay, so this is just good practice. I expect you to be able to, you should get really comfortable with these commands, so you don't have to look them up. You can just do it. But of course, if you need to while you're learning, go to these notes and refresh your memory. But please practice this so you can get good at that. One of the ways I'm going to assess you is to do a little quiz that'll be almost identical to this. It'll be paper and pencil, so you won't have access to your computer. You have to just do it from memory. And you'll have to, I'll give you basically a challenge like this. I'll give you the HTML code and say, set the font size, set the border. Ooh, that one sounds fun. I want to try this one. Subheading 1 .style .border is assigned 2 pixels solid fuchsia. Awesome. Bam! So it added a border to that subheading. Anyway, have fun with this, play around with it, and get confident. Okay, that's it for HTML interaction. We'll move on to data types and operations in the next video. All right, take care, have fun, and we'll see you in the next video.